Oh man. Excuse me. Oh, these diet pills. Ugh, they make you feel sick in the morning. Ugh. Welcome to the Fox Den. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoy music or any sort of topics or anything like that. I randomly come on, usually daily, but I've been having a tough time the last couple of days, just having anxiety issues and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my whole thing. That's just my deal right now. Yeah, no, I've been like this morning. I was watching some videos about like the gaming and just world, like the people that are in it, and being a gamer myself and someone who enjoys the gaming world, I think it is absolutely incredible to see the amazing amount of insecure men. Oh my God, that play video games. Holy Christ! Like men that are just the most insecure, like boy men I have ever seen. Like the host the host brought up this really good point, and he brought up this other channel. It's like I don't know, it's something gaming. I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna give them like shrift. Anyway, they're saying that the new God of War is somehow panning to like what do they call it? Like basically like middle-minded people that like are not that intelligent, and that it gives off the vibe of being more intelligent than it is. And they're basically saying that it's like girly and it's been like made for like girls and stuff like that, as if like some cabal of women exists at the top of the gaming industry to somehow turn the gaming industry like more feminine or some shit like that, when in reality it's just that like video games are becoming more inclusive to everyone like in general, and that includes women because women play video games now. Like we grew up in my era. I was born in 86, so I grew up in like the era of like, you know, hyper masculinity, where like the video game characters that we saw were like Simon Belmont and like, you know, you know, the old Kratos and stuff like that. And like, hi Lily. Leela. I'm sorry. Hi, Leela. So like the amount of insecure men in the video game world is unreal. Like they'll you know, and it always comes kind of back to all right. Hi, Mona. Um, but yeah, what were they saying? Yeah, Kratos like is now like more like, you know, pushed towards like the edge of like being for girls, because now all of a sudden he has a son, and like, you know, he actually has like emotional growth and is trying to not pass on generational trauma to Atreus, and like deal with like the emotional balance that it takes, you know, real things it takes to be a man. Like, and but these guys say, you know, that makes it like stupid. I'm like, I know that you guys want old Kratos that was like smashing faces and fucking banging like every fucking like female in the Greek pantheon. I know y'all want that real bad, but like, you know, dude, that is not healthy. Like, okay, we like you got like we grew up looking at this like, oh, this is kick ass, and somewhere along the line, a lot of men lost touch with that. This is not fucking real. This is a depiction of what something. This is just this is a fake thing. This is like a tabletop RPG. This is like any sort of other game. It's an escapist route. Like, and it's kind of funny because like you've watched Kratos, the character, actually grow up more than the people playing as Kratos. It's absolutely nuts. Oh boy. And the other thing that I was watching, I was getting at, was the thing that's happening in our country where it's like, it's called, like, I like it. It's racism fatigue. And I am right there with it, dude. I am so fed up with the racism in this country. I am tired of it. I am sick to death of it. It is like the white community is obsessed with the black community. Just obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. You've got all of these conservative MAGA rappers, Tom McDonald, Forgiato Blow, all of these fucking fuck nuts. Like, and they don't have any sort of skill or talent, so they lean right into the MAGA conservative hole because it's an easy way to get easy money from dumb people. And like, you know, and what do they do immediately? They bash the black community. They say as much bad shit as they can to like make the black community look bad, while also adopting every single part of that culture that they can. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, your life is an oxymoron. Now, I know I'm white, okay? I know I'm white. I have a little indigenous in there. Scott, leave me alone. That's the only place it can fit. Like, if I leave any more here, the cats could easily get their heads stuck and get suffocated. I had a thing like that happen to me with one of my ferrets. I'm not letting it happen again. Anyway, my ferret got his head stuck behind a drawer. I don't want to talk about it. He was my favorite ferret. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that, like, you know, like, you've got people who, I am so fucking tired of the racism in this country that, like, that it's permeated into, like, video games and, like, parts of society where legitimately, like, people, like, a lot of these red-pilled son bitches, when, like, I think they were comparing, like, one of the girls that made, like, dark something. She made this tabletop RPG that allows a lot more inclusivity to it and allows people to, like, add on things to it. And, of course, these two bozos add on this part that, I mean, it's a decent game add-on, I guess, but of course the one thing they went with was a brothel. You can add in a brothel so that now in between your dungeon crawls, you can go to a brothel. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I'm like, yeah, because brothel, the guy goes to a brothel, that reeks of male security. Totally. That doesn't smell of insecurity at all. Like, Jesus. But, like, you know, like and subscribe, by the way, if you enjoyed the channel. I put up music mostly. I just felt like ranting this morning. And yeah, I'm tired of it too, dude. Because, like, honestly, like, I prefer the company of people of color because the culture is more, there's more culture, period. Like, it's a more, like, full and rich culture, like, in a lot of places. Latino culture, the black culture. And so I don't feel like I belong to a fucking race. Like, I know I do. I know present as white. I'm French. I'm white. Like, by all technicality terms. But I don't feel white. You know, when I hang around white folks, I don't feel connected to these white folks. Like, but when I hang out with Latinos, black folks, you know, people of color, I feel like I could, like, attached. I feel accepted. Like, you know, I don't feel judged. Like, I have never felt in more danger than when I'm around white people. Like, no bullshit. Like, and or judged for that matter. Like, so it's just like, I fucking had it, dude. And it's all these old heads. It's all these old heads, especially around here and around Boston and shit. Up here in, like, northern Mass, there's a lot of rich folks. I am not one of them. But, like, my parents managed to buy this house in the in like the 70s when, you know, it wasn't worth $600,000. Anyway, whatever. Like, the point I'm getting at is that, like my neighbors are racist as fuck. Like, they are against Latinos, and it's annoying, dude. It's annoying. I am so fucking tired of hearing them be like, "Well, why are their cars so nice when I see them going to the food handout place or where they give out food?" I'm like, "'Cause Latinos like their cars, man, and Latinos know how to get a good deal on a nice car without breaking the bank, and then they go to their friends who are good mechanics and they get them to look really fucking good because Latinos take care of other Latinos. All right, they ain't like white folks. They ain't like you guys. You guys wouldn't help me if I was on fucking fire. Like, shit, dude. But I gotta put up with this bullshit, like, with, like, you know, the people purchasing my house at the moment. I just have to swallow it. It fucking sucks. I can't like, the only thing I've like said is that like, because I said that like, I might have to be put on disability because that's a fucking just fact. And I don't like it. Yes, I do. Filthy Phil. I do. I do really believe what I am saying. You know why I believe it? Because I lived it. Like, geez, man. Like, and like, so I am sick of. I live right next to a city where it is primarily Latinos. Okay, it is primarily Latinos. It is my birthday. That's my birthday dance. Yeah, 69. Yeah, I'm getting old. No, I'm not. Let's see. Thanks, Scotty. Yeah. So I'm gonna go try to get some more Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's not what they're called, but thank you, everyone. Thank you, Randy. Filthy Phil, I'm curious to know, why do you wonder if I really believe that? Like, why wouldn't I? Why would I say it if I didn't believe it? I'm one of those humans, man. I don't just say stuff to just say stuff. I'm not trying to gain viewers. I'm not trying to pander to a denominator. I legitimately like hanging around people of color more than white people. Like, shit, dude. When I went down to Florida, when people saw my arm, okay? When people saw my arm, the only folks that came up and said, yo, that shit is kick-ass, were the black folks. Black folks came up, they saw this thing, they're like, dude, that is fucking awesome. And I was like, thanks, man, thanks, homie. And like, it felt kick-ass. And like, when I went to the beach and the white people see it, they're like, is that a tattoo? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh. And that's it. That's all, man. So it's just like, I don't get time for it. And there's so many people around my area that have a lot of money, so they're fucking MAGAs. Like, so every time I drive past their houses, I go back to Venezuela! Or I'll, call them Nazis and, say Nazi shit, fuck off. I don't got time for being fucking friendly anymore, dude. I don't. I don't. And don't come after me with this, like, oh, so you're a Democrat thing. No. Fuck the Democrats too. A bunch of them are a bunch of fucking pussies. What I am is an anti-Nazi. I'm an anti-fascist. Enjoy. And like, I'm trying to buy a lot of Antifa gear right now. Like, I'm talking sweatshirts with fucking logos on it, fuck Donald Trump t-shirts, sweatshirts, like everything I can get. It's fucking Antifa. Like, anything I can get my hands on. My mom doesn't want me buying it because she's worried I'm gonna get picked up by ICE. Like, legitimately. I've had people on here be like, dude, you look Spanish. I hope you get picked up by ICE. And I had a black girl say that to me, and I was like, darling, I may look Spanish, but they're coming for you before me. Like, J40. That's not the Ukraine that did that. It's a Ukrainian guy that did that. Okay? All I'm saying, if we're going to lump everybody in together, I'm just saying, of everyone that's caught with child pornography, 74.6% of the people caught with that are white people. So if everybody wants to lump white people in with something, they could do that with us. That's why I don't like lump people in with things. It's a stupid idea. That's why I don't feel like I'm connected to any fucking race, dude. I don't feel it. And it kind of sucks because I feel alone. Like, I feel completely alone. I don't feel like I have a race that feels like a home race that I can, go to and feel welcome, Like, I just feel like a fucking human. Like, and but you gotta fit into some sort of fucking puzzle piece. And I just don't feel that way. And like, that's kick ass, dude. I'm French Canadian, and my grandmother told me that like we're a bit Huron. I don't know if we're a bit Huron. I think we are. Like, so, you know, I'm a little mixed, but it doesn't matter. I present as white. Like, so I got the Native American thing going for me, sure, but I'm not gonna play off that. Like, and I certainly do say that, like, that, no, no. In minorities, it is so much smaller. In the black community, it's 5%. Like, in the Asian community, I think it's like almost zero. Um, like, dude, I'm sorry to tell you, man, white people are the pedophiles. White men. Like, white people. Of all the people picked up and convicted with CP charges, 74.6 white people. White people make up 69% of the American jail population. That whole 13% make up the 50%. No, fuck off with that bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. That's inflated stats from the 70s. What it really is, yeah, 13% of the population make up 50% of the arrest rates. That doesn't mean you're convicted, and it doesn't mean you're guilty. What it does show is an unbelievably racist system that focuses on one of the like the smaller minorities to focus on more for crime. When in reality, white people commit far more crime. Like, because we make up most of the population, for Christ's sake. It's 5% of the people caught with CP, not percent of the entire population. Like, it's not 5% of the black population. It's 5% of the people who are caught with CP. Like, that's different. The inflated and bullshit stats that people come at black people with pisses me off. Like, it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, oh my god. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Willie Shads. I thought we were on different sides there. My bad. Linda LaFrance. Yes, shut up. Who, me? No. Like, the bullshit stats that they try to come at black people with is fucking stupid. Like, when in reality, like, let's face it, like, and a lot of these is young men who are so fucking insecure, and I'm wondering, where the fuck were your dads at? Like, because my dad wasn't exactly the greatest male role model. He was kind of a pussy. Like, when he was like really afraid of any sort of conflict whatsoever. I was stronger than my dad when I was 13. So it's not like I had this big masculine figure to like look at or whatever, but like I still managed to grow up and not be an insecure man. Like, I know I can handle my own, and I know I'll make a great dad and husband, and that's enough for me to know. Like, I'm okay with that. I don't have this deep hatred for women that these red pill motherfuckers run into. And like, the rabbit hole from red pillar to like being misogynist to being racist is such a quick pipeline. It's ridiculous. Thank you. Yeah, Jay, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking. Thank you. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'd rather hang out with black folks. Like every fucking time I hang around a group of white folks that's not like myself or other like or people like Jay or whatever. Like, and I'm like, dude, you guys are whiter than sour cream. Everything you talk about is fucking stupid and boring. Like what the fuck, bro? Like, I've been called an N-word lover. I've been called every name under the fucking sun. Dude, I don't give a fuck. Like I've mentioned before on here my preferences. 1, 2, 3. Southeast Asian women, black women, and redheads. Bang. Gotcha. Right there. Exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, some of them are funny. In the hood, you gotta be like, I will admit, ratchet behavior it's not tolerable. But that's not black folks. That's people that live in poverty and really don't have a choice but to be ratchet. But I've met some ratchet folks who, upon realizing that, like, oh, this white boy ain't like the rest of the white boys, the ratchetness went away. Like, it's different, man. And yeah, you just gotta show that you're not like a punk, dude. It's that easy. For so long, like, I don't blame them because immediately they look at you and they assume you're white. You're fucking racist. I don't blame black people for lumping us all in like that. Like, and so when they find out, I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, and they realize, like, oh, white boys, cool, okay. They don't got, then it's all good, man. No one's ever going to invade the continental United States. You know that. I know that. If anything's going to happen to the continental United States, it's going to be from its own fucking government. This stupid red fucking MAGA, let's call it what it is, neo-Nazi fucking white supremacist bullshit right-wing groups are going to be the ones that are going to be the downfall of this fucking country. As far as I'm concerned, I'm on the page of New England and New York should just secede from the fucking country. Because legitimately, New England and New York, if it was its own country, would be the fourth most wealthiest country on the planet. Like, also, we have the medical the supplies. We have the money. We give more money to the government than we take. We subsidize red states. We would actually be able to reopen commerce with China and Canada and other places that we've completely abandoned. The U.S. can have itself at this point, in my opinion. Jay, that's not insulting you. I respect what you do. My uncle was a U.S. Marine. But even you have to admit that the government that you and I grew up with is not the same fucking government that it is now. Like, it is a very different government, and I understand why you can't say anything. Because you've got to serve no matter what. And I understand and respect that. I am just a civilian. I'm too old to be I kind of regret that I didn't join the military when I was younger, but here I am. Yeah, whatever. I'm still a patriot, okay? Still a fucking patriot. Like, I'd call myself a constitutionalist, if anything. But I'm also like one of the few people that like understands that like constitutionalism, the founding fathers put the Constitution in place with the complete knowing that okay, brother, be safe, all right? Drive home safe. And don't let the mechanics screw you over. They're really good at that. Yeah. But right, what was I saying? I lost track of my thoughts. Peace out, brother. Yeah, like it's that, like, you know, I'm down for that plan at this point. Like, because yeah, okay. The Constitution, that's where I was at. Oh God. I would too, my friend. I'd find a nice, comfortable corner and wrap myself in a blanket and just weep. I don't have that kind of money. Whew. Oh boy. See, that's why I kind of wish I joined the military, dude. Like, whatever. I don't know if I'm in shape enough to like head to like the Coast Guard right now. Like, I would, fucking insurance, like all that program. I don't know if I'm in good enough shape though. Like, it's like I'm not really that in good a shape. So I think I'd get my ass ran the fuck out. Be right back, homie. Okay, take it easy. I'll see you in a sec. Whatever, I'll hear you for me in a sec. Okay. Anyway. The founding fathers made the Constitution with the full idea that it needed to be amended constantly, because they knew that the climate of the country was going to change. They knew that the climate of things and that things were going to have to change over time in order for the country to survive. That's why that whole one nation under God thing, that wasn't added until after the Civil War. Like, and in God we trust on our money, same fucking thing. Wasn't even anywhere. God wasn't mentioned in anything in the government, and they did that on purpose. They wanted to make sure that the people would not take their religious views and bring them into government. That's what they wanted. They wanted complete separation because not all of the founding fathers were Christian. Exactly. Thank you. Right there. Bang, 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 bang. Like, well, 1950s. If it was the 1950s, then I got my info wrong because I heard it was the 1850s. But if it was the 1950s, I stand corrected. But the point is that like even in the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God was not in there for like years. Like Christian nationalism has been one of the biggest fucking problems in this country for so fucking long. Like, like Europeans came here, colonizers came here to escape religious persecution, only to immediately turn around and religiously persecute everyone around them, which is amazing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for correcting me on that. But yeah, like, so the amendments of the Constitution are unbelievably necessary. Like, and a lot of the thing is that like a lot of people don't understand that like each article of the Constitution has things under it. Like each part of the Constitution, like the like Second Amendment, they have articles underneath them. Like like Article 3 of the Second Amendment says that we should be able to actually exactly, the USA is not a Christian country. Never has been. Because the founding fathers were several different religions themselves. Like, maybe all considered a type of Christian, but that's not how things were looked at back then. Catholic was looked at as Christian. Everything else was looked at as Protestant, and they considered that very fucking different. And so when the founding fathers, who BT dubs a lot of us, I'm 38, 39 today. Ooh, it's my birthday. 39 today. A lot of them were very much younger than I was. Like, I think the average age of our founding fathers was 24. So we're talking about like young men they wanted their freedom, from what they thought was being taxed without a representative being there in Parliament. Exactly. Some of them were deists. Some of them were Thomas Jefferson was something also like was different. Thank you, Oil Drum. Yeah, and so like this whole one nation under God thing, it's like, well, that's not true. Thank you, Eric. And like the whole like we speak English in America, and it's like, since when? Like, since when has English been the only language in America? Please enlighten me. Because when the Pilgrims got here, the Indians already spoke Spanish, French, and English. So yeah, Yeah, they said no taxation without representation, but we had Ben Franklin over in Parliament. So the British were wondering, what are you talking about? Like you do have representation. And Senator and Ambassador Franklin keeps telling us everything's fine in the colonies. Like, meanwhile, they don't know that there's a fucking uprising happening. BT Dubs, like when we said, like, no, we're not paying a 20% tax on tea or whatever it was, the British lowered it 5 times. The British lowered our taxation of British tea, which is allowed to be taxed, like coming into a British settlement. Oh my God. Like, so yeah, eventually they brought it down to a 5% tax. 5%. That's it. Bostonians, as we're known as, still just couldn't have it. Still just couldn't fucking have it. We were like, no, we don't want to pay the damn thing. Exactly. This country has constantly been a multicultural tossed salad of cultures and things like that. Now, the idea of us coming together as a melting pot is for all those cultures not to assimilate to the white culture, to the Gentile culture, but to share in each other's cultures. Any major empire has always been massively multicultural. Do you look at the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Mongolian Empire, the British Empire, all of them massively multicultural. And somehow, for some reason, America doesn't want to be multicultural anymore. And like, part of me is like, dude, if you want your whiteness so fucking bad, go somewhere where you can have it. However, you don't get to bring any of the good stuff that other cultures gave you. Spices? No. Like different types of fabric? Get the fuck out. You get wool, period. Enjoy. Like, different types of foods? No. Like, you only get white shit. White culture shit. That's what you get. Like, and America has built itself on the cultures of other people and then called it American culture. It's like, dude, fuck off. Fuck off times 1,000. Like, and that's like the only reason why I say Black History Month shouldn't exist, because like Black History Month should be every fucking month, because Black history is history, period. There's no separate history there. Like, it's, if anything, it's the more solid foundation of American history. Like, because like the country was built upon the backs of Black people. Like, legitimately, like, and it drives me fucking crazy, dude. This is why I prefer, like, it's why I have a preference for Southeast Asian women and Black women, and that, like, that's why, man. Like, Black women are plugged the fuck in. They know what is going on in the socio-economic climate, and like they've never not been plugged into it. I'd rather that than some white girl that's like, I love talking to the police. You know, like, oh my God, like, fuck that shit, dude. And so I don't feel like I have a culture I belong to, because I don't connect with these fucking white folks, dude. Like, I don't. Like, I connect more with like the indigenous part of me, and it is so very small. That indigenous part of me, it's so small that I'm not sure if it's there. My grandmother said that it was there. I believe my grandmother. Like, my mother's passed away now, but like, you know, it's in there. And we're French Canadian, so it's completely believable. My point being is that I don't feel like I belong to a culture or a race. Like, so in a way I feel alone, but at the same time, I don't have a single issue with any race. I got a problem with some cultures, but cultures aren't the people. Cultures are a system that got built around that people. A culture is not the people, you know, like, and for every negative part of a culture, there's a good part. There's a part that's like a million times better. You know, like and people decide, racist folks decide to focus only on the smallest part, which is the negative, and then paint the entire race as that. Rosina Okui. Crazy in a good way or crazy in a this kid needs to get a bullet. Which way? I'm curious. Because like I'm sorry, this is the way I feel. I don't like my mom's more secure with it. My mom doesn't feel connected to any race or culture either, but she's like so secure with it. She's so secure with just like being okay with everybody. And I'm like I feel lonely like cuz I don't feel really accepted by any group, you know, because I'm white. So why would any people of color accept me in? Um, I did color my hair, yes. And but I don't feel comfortable with white people. Like I don't honestly like white people that much. Like, you know, and here I am, and people will be like, "Oh, you're a self-hating white person." I'm like, "No, I'm not, dude. I don't like my race's culture. Okay? I don't. Like, we are a fucking blight as far as I'm concerned. We go into every other country, we go into every country that we've been to, and rather than work along with the people that were there and make a brand new like civilization, a brand new culture that could be comboed and multicultural and amazing, we go in there and we just see people that are a different melanin color, and we're like, well, there's no one here, and so we colonize that area, destroy the populace, absolutely mutilate their culture, and then say it was ours in the first place. Like it, oh my god, like it. Is it really? Is it really, Vicky? That like, is it that confusing? Because I'm actually mixed, but like I can't even really count that. Like, cause like I'm part like my meme said I'm part Native American, like, but like let's face it, I'm white presenting, and yes, I don't like white people, dude. Look at the fucking social climate of the world right now, and don't tell me that white people aren't the problem. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, don't lump me in with those motherfuckers. Like, seriously, I'm not white. I'm like a kind of a I'm kind of a like an olive color. Like, you know, just gee. That's what I'm saying. This whole white black thing, that didn't even exist until the whole Ivory Coast slave trade thing started happening. That's why people from like the Sudan and like and Egypt and stuff, they're not considered black. They're considered brown, even though they're from Africa. The people that we consider black are people from like the Ivory Coast, the people that are around that area, the ones that were actually picked up, brought to Jamaica, Haiti, and fucking Florida, or the Florida Keys, and that was done by the British, the French, and the Spanish a lot, and other black folks. But like you know, but like legitimately, that's okay. I like that. Don't call me white. I love that. I haven't heard that No Effects song. I gotta listen to that. I like David Bowie's "I'm Afraid of Americans." The one he did with Trent Reznor. Holy Christ, I love that song. Because I am. I'm fucking terrified of Americans. We're crazy. This whole country was built on a foundation of war and just like and revolution, but not maturity. Like, oh my God. Like, you know, Australia did the same fucking thing we did. You know, they went in there, they colonized it, they got rid of every fucking. They fucked over the Aboriginal people in every way, shape, and form. The only good thing that Australia did is they suddenly went left, suddenly, and like like they had one mass shooting, one, and they made guns illegal. Like, I mean, they're not illegal. They're just hard to get. They're really hard to get in Australia. And if those are the lyrics, I love it. Dude, some of my best friends are Hispanic, and I feel the same way y'all do. Like, legitimately. And nothing pisses me off more than the Latinos for Trump, because I'm just like, guys, white folks aren't gonna allow, they're not gonna bring you a chair at the table. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Trust me. As someone from the inside, like, of the white space, these people suck. Okay? They will use you for every fucking thing they can do to gain their own power, and then will throw you directly under the train. Like, it's like they're never going to consider you white, even though you and the French and the Dutch were here before the English. Like, it's ugh. It's now I don't speak much Spanish. I don't. Yo no sé mucho español. But I do my best, okay? I try my fucking damnedest because I know that 30% of the population does speak Spanish. So I'm working on it, estudiar mucho. And better spread some peace, bro. Whatever the race, you and me, it doesn't matter. If we die, they won't treat us with race or culture, dude. During cremation, dude, we all humans. That's it. Yeah, that's kind of my point. Like, I want to spread peace, but in order to spread peace, you got to point out what the problem is, right? One needs to identify the problem in order to create the solution for it. Right now, the problem that I see is a bunch of old racist white boomers. Like, because boomers are the worst fucking generation to come out of the last 100 fucking years. And the most entitled, the most spoiled, the most absolutely incapable of taking any sort of accountability at all for the damage that they caused to the country, and yet look down on my generation, the millennials, the Zennials, and now the Gen Alphas, and they look at us and they say, why don't you kids work harder? Why don't you have more work ethic? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like it's like, maybe because you guys were delivered a short ass ladder to climb to get to success by your parents that got through the Great Depression. Like, and then after you climbed said ladder and gained success, you pulled it right up after you. And now you're looking down at us like, why aren't you guys climbing the wall? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, and it's the boomers, man. I got a problem with it. Like, because it's just like, dude, you're the ones that fucked this fucking economy to the point that we can barely survive, and you're gonna blame it on us? Like, this is gonna take the problem, and like, it's been primarily boomers and dipshit 20-something-year-old insecure little white boys who have put MAGA in charge, and now we have rolled back American history about 50 fucking years, like maybe 100 at this point, like, where this is going to take generations to fix, and it's going to take unbelievable amounts to deprogram the mass psychosis that is fucking MAGA in this goddamn country. As far as I'm concerned, if you're MAGA, go to a fucking island and enjoy your little goddamn white fucking utopia. When it collapses in 5 months, I can have a good laugh at it, but don't expect to come back. It's like you guys want to segregate. Good, we want you to. Goodbye. Like, it's like, Jesus, man. You think it's a threat that you want us to leave, that you want to leave? No, go leave. Separate yourself. Secede, for Christ's sake. If all of you red states want to secede so bad, go nuts. There's no such thing as God, and it's never too late to change unless you completely give up. Dude, my mom's a boomer, like first year boomer. However, she don't act like one. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. She acts like a millennial, for Christ's sake. Yeah, she's like she really does. Like, and she was born in '46. So like but my she's a champ. Like, she was one of the first, like, in with the women's feminist movement in the '60s and stuff, and like, she was one of, like, the original feminists, not these neo feminists nowadays. She was one of the ones that were like, we want um the same opportunities and abilities to work in the environments that you men work in. And they fought hard for that. We're talking voting rights. My mom lived in a time when she couldn't get a credit card unless her father or her husband signed for it for her. So some of you girls out there need to thank women like my mother, because you wouldn't have the rights that you're bitching about nowadays if it wasn't for women like her. Like, that's what I'm saying. Gods come and go. Like, gods come and go. Do you know what doesn't come and go? Like, a moral compass. That can be set. And you can change that too. Yup. No, okay, cool. They have problems in their life. Cool. Everyone does. But they set us up with the system that's bound to fail. It was made so that they were given a system where everything was unimaginably easier than it is nowadays, and yet they still think that it still works that way, even though, yeah, post-war America was life on fucking easy mode. Like, and yet then they decided, for whites, exactly, for whites. That's the thing. It's always been that. I'm like, when you say, well, like, when has America been great? Then I thought about it. I'm like, never, ever. Since its inception, never. It has never been great. Our first election was rigged. That's all I'm saying. Like, okay, it wasn't rigged. It was messed with. Like, okay. John Adams, our first vice president, because it used to be whoever got the most votes was president. Whoever got the second most votes was vice president. Didn't matter what party you were a member of. Anyway, so for, like, John Adams is a firm believer in that the United States might need a dictator someday. So, I mean, he had his own problems, but like. But like, what was I saying? There were people like John. Okay, in our first election, anybody that did vote for John Adams, they went to them and they swayed them to change their vote over to Washington, and they did that so that it would look like George Washington won in a landslide, because George Washington was a symbol at the moment. He was a fucking icon, and like, so to make America, to make it look like it was a sweep, we had sketchiness in our very first election. If that doesn't paint our whole country, I don't know what does. I don't know. America is a relatively safe place to live, but I'm sorry, I'm hearing a lot of immigrants from other countries say, don't fucking come here, because there's a gun problem. Because you might walk down the street, accidentally step on someone's shoe, and get stabbed. Like that's the problem with America. I am fucking terrified of Americans, dude. Like, and like, I'm sorry. No, you don't see these problems in countries like, I'm sorry, like, we say, like, America's like the best fucking country when our entire political system is globally on the right. Bernie Sanders and AOC, people that we would consider extreme left, in the eyes of the world, are centrists. Exactly. Like, people ain't coming here. And I don't blame them. I want out. Like, dude, I want to move to the fucking Netherlands. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I'd move to, what is it? What is it? Albania? Or Romania? Whatever. They'll give you a year of being a free year of being a citizen there so that you can set something up and live there. I'd prefer that at this point. Like, and like people are like, oh, the socialist system doesn't work. Really? Because I beg to differ. Like, I think France would argue with you. I think Belgium would argue with you. I think that Canada would argue with you. I think that I think that all of the Netherlands would argue with you. I think that all the Scandinavian countries would argue with you. I can name so many socialist governments that would fucking that are distinctly better than American politics, than the American political system. And my dad used to say, well, it's not the best, but it's the best we got. And I'm like, no, Dad, no, it's not. In fact, it's one of the worst. And we fell into it just because, like, we're fucking stupid, dude. We treat politics like it's a fucking sport. You know, red pill, blue pill, fucking dumb, dude. Dude, I'm thinking about it, Nick. I really am. I'm thinking about it. Like, I know you guys have a housing thing going on right now and your prices are going up. I'm willing to take the hit. Like, I really am. I'm willing to take the hit. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care, dude. Like, Canadians at least will be like, oh, you're American? And I'll be like, I'm not that kind of American. Like, and at least they'll know what I'm talking about. Like, and that's the thing. If I move anywhere, I'm one of those people that if I move anywhere, yes, and it's happening everywhere too. It's not just America. It seems like all governments are starting to turn to this direction where they're like, oh, we're gonna kill off all the poor. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna create a class warfare. We're gonna kill off all of or as much as we fucking can, so that we can continue making money off people. It seems like corporations have infiltrated the governments, and that now the governments are just kowtowing to money. Like, which means that, like, I'm not saying like here's my thing. You want my take straight up? Yeah, like, do you want my take straight up? The entire world's political system needs to be broken down completely and rebuilt upon a new set of standards. You know, upon a new set of fucking standards. You know, companies have a X amount of power and then it is cut. You have a X amount of money and then the government gives it to poor people. You have a fucking government that actually focuses on creating enough money through infrastructure and or through societal progress and multiculturalism to make sure that you have the ability to sustain your own society. Like, it's not that difficult, but these ideas, which seem relatively common sense for anybody on the right side, sounds like it's infringing upon their rights because they're so used to having a racist systematic system, a systematically racist, like, policies and system that anything that feels equal to them feels like it's threatening them. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I hate it. Vicky, shut the fuck up. Like, I want you to shut up. I prithee, shut the fuck up. You Christian nationalists are what's fucking wrong with America. You are everything that is wrong with America. No, immigrants need to be here, you dumb bitch. Like, do you not understand that? Do you not understand that? Our country succeeded because of Ellis Island in the 30s. When we suddenly brought in a fucking huge influx of immigrants. I'm sorry to get angry at you because I want you to actually think the right way. But like Ronald Reagan himself said that we need to bring immigrants into the country and make sure that the process of making them not undocumented is expedited so that they can be citizens and add to the working environment, add to the economy, and make our country stronger. Reagan said that, for Christ's sake. Like legitimately. Yeah, like, fuck you, Vicky. Like, fuck you. Like, immigrants don't feel safe here anymore because of white folks. If I hear one more white fucking person say, go back to your country, or we gave you had your chance because you had Barack Obama as a president for 8 years. Oh, I'm sorry. Wasn't that just like the best fucking 8 years? My mom's been around for so long. She's seen so many presidents. And she says the two that inspired the best like feeling amongst people were JFK and Obama. Okay, that's it. That's all. Like, and my mom's 79, so she knows. Like, our country used to be so good that we said our country is the best country. Everyone should come here to see how great this country is. That's how we used to think. Now it's our country's so good that only white people deserve to have it. So stay the fuck out. Because I don't see any border patrol agents up at the fucking Canadian border. Even though, do you know how much drugs are trafficked through the fucking Canadian border by the cartels? Fucking white people, dude. Oh my God. Like, ugh. Like, ugh. 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 Like, like, ugh. I'm not an immigrant. I was born here most likely before you. And I'm part indigenous, which means I belong here more than you. Like, so it's just like, dude, shut up. You didn't hurt my feelings. What you did is you pissed me off because humans like you exist. Okay, my feelings aren't hurt. I'm angry because you people exist. That's why. All right? I don't even have a problem with the Second Amendment. I have a problem with people not understanding the Second Amendment. Seriously. Like, seriously. Like, just leave it. Immigrants built this country because white folks are lazy. Like, and the one thing that I can safely say, thankfully, is that since I'm French Canadian, we've been notoriously not racist. Like, you know, like, I mean, we've been racist. The French are fucking racist. But, like, we've been notoriously not. There's a reason I have indigenous in my blood. You know what I'm saying? I don't love anything about you, Vicky. Everything you've said, like, from the first time you showed up on my channel, I've never liked you. Okay? Like, just from looking at your, like, thing with its dumbass filigree and the crosses and bullshit, I already hate you. Like, it's just like, oh my God. Like, I can't stand overzealous religious people who will not shut the fuck up about their religion. I am fine with you having your religion. I am fine with you praying to your invisible sky daddy. I don't believe in this shit, and I don't want to hear about it. I don't want you to tell me God believes in me, because that's the most pedantic, patronizing thing I have ever heard in my entire fucking life. I hope he believes in me real hard, because I don't believe in him. Like, and even if Yahweh did exist, I still wouldn't pray to him. I still wouldn't fucking be like serve him, because everything that's in that Bible of yours tells me that Yahweh is an insecure, pathetic little child who needs people to literally say how good he is every fucking day, or he will literally lose his mind. God may be all powerful, Yahweh may be all powerful, but man, he is infinitely insecure. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, as an ex-heroin addict, I probably shouldn't grow poppies. Muhammad was a pedo. Absolutely. I don't care if you want to wear a turban, do your thing. I don't care. It's on your head, it's a hat. I don't fucking care. Same thing with the yarmulke. I don't give a shit. Like, all I ask is that you keep your little fun toys of your religion back at your house where you can play with them, and you don't bring them to my house to play with them, or to my fucking school to play with them, or in my government to play with them. You can just keep your toys to yourself. Keep your toy. If other people want to play with your toys, they'll play with your toys with you. Okay? You don't have to you're not going to convince me to play with your toys. Like, and talk to your invisible friend. I'm not going to do it. All right? Like, and it's like, pray for me all you want. Pray for me by all means. I just don't care. It's a waste of your time. Like, if you want to pray for someone, go to someone who's going to appreciate it. Go to someone who, like, if you pray for them, they're going to be like, thank you so much. And it'll make their day. That's what you should be doing as a Christian. Don't come to me as an anti-theist, someone who literally doesn't think religion should exist, and be like, I'll pray for you. Because I'll be like, cool, I won't think of you after this conversation. Like, so, you know, I'm sorry, man. Like, yeah, no, I mean, he's right. Do I have guns for my safety? I'm probably going to get a couple, yeah. Why? I don't have a problem with that. I just understand how to be, what the Second Amendment actually means and how to be responsible with guns. Like, see, here's what the Second Amendment, you guys hear right to bear arms, and then your brain goes fart, and you don't listen to the rest of it. It's the right to bear arms so that in the case of an outstanding threat being posed to your area, you and your neighbors can gather your guns and go report to a militia that is run by the military. It's not to go vigilante mode across your fucking, like, the blocks, bro. That's not what it's for. And I do question why people own arsenals of guns. I'm getting two. A handgun and a long gun. That's it. That's all. I don't need more for it. Militias are not illegal in Massachusetts. It depends. It depends on the situation. It has to be, like, militias aren't legal anywhere unless martial law has been enacted. Yeah, no, I'm planning, like, I have no problem with guns, man. I have a problem with people not understanding what the thing was put there for, and J40 has the perfect thing that he said right here. Real Christians are not supposed to push religion. They're supposed to mention the Lord and his sacrifice. He is completely right. It says it in the Bible. It says, do not force this upon other people. Like, it says it. It says it. It's right there in black and white. Like, a well-organized militia is absolutely constitutional, as mentioned in the Second Amendment. Yep, I agree. Like, you do need a well-organized militia. However, that militia needs to report. They're illegal to make. It has to be under martial law in Massachusetts. You can't do it unless it's under martial law. If martial law has been declared, then you can form a militia, which is basically, let's face it, it's a vigilante group. But you're supposed to report to a no, you're supposed to report to, like, a National Guard or like a defensive agency after you do that. You're not just supposed to go out and start like the purge, dude. Like, that's not how that works. like Jesus Christ. Can you imagine that? You wouldn't know who was the good guy and the bad guy, you know? The commander will be a guardsman. Yeah, exactly. It'll be a National Guardsman that'll tell you what to do. Honestly, dude, even if it is illegal, I don't care at this point. Our government doesn't seem to be following the rules, so I don't see a point in it either when it comes to being free. Militias are usually formed by right-wing groups, but they're also very poorly organized. Like, because yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of cells, but they're not organized. And a lot of them don't even agree with each other. I've already started a left-wing group. It's called the Eagle Union. Like, I want to put it on my I want to make a page on my Discord of it. I have a Discord called the Fox Den, but I'm trying to make a not even a left wing, just a fucking common sense group called the Eagle Union that stands for constitutionalism. Like, and I want our flag to be like naval blue, fucking like that blue that says I'm not a bitch, you know, like that gray blue, like a gunmetal blue, like, and then put the 13 stars in a circle to represent the original 13 colonies. Put it either a red-tailed hawk or an eagle in the middle. Like, and then that's our flag, the Eagle Union. Like, you know? Oh, those guys, the fucking survivalists or the those dumbasses that are sovereign citizens. Hi, Anna. No shit, it's a corrupted society. That's why I'm trying to start a group. Like, I'm trying to start a group of sensible people who are. The group staunchly stands in anti-MAGA. Like, so. Like. I've already done pink before. Damn, you guys have good things to say. They have militias in the Appalachian Mountains. They do. My thing is, one bullet will kill you just as good as any other bullet, which is why I don't understand why people collect arsenals, because it's just like, dude, one bullet, you're not even going to get to your second gun. Like, what are you doing? Like, see, I don't want to make a left-wing militia, so to speak. I want to make a left-wing group that's ready to combat MAGA. Like, go to a MAGA event, just like let off stink bombs, you know, and go to a MAGA event and just like, you know, just find ways of like to disrupt the event without causing any damage. You know, just completely disrupt every MAGA event. Like, but then say completely, or go to like an LGBTQ event and just provide safety for the people there. Can I explain with one word about Trump? Pedophile. Bing bonged? What, me getting killed? Dude, in order to fix this country, some people like me might have to die. That's what I'm saying, bing bonged. Listen, if anybody's interested in joining the Eagle Union, where we simply stand in opposition of MAGA, just let me know. My Instagram is Christian_woundedfox. And I have a Discord. It's called the Fox Den. I don't know how to invite people to it. Honestly, yeah, Jay, I would. I mean, I have some combat training, but none with firearms. I don't know the names of any single militia. I don't know why I would either. I don't know why they would give themselves like names. It seems, yeah, right. The A team. There it is. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I think you might have found your calling, drill sergeant. I think we might have found. I think the Eagle Union might have found our defense secretary. I can insult the president all I want. He's a rapist, child fucking piece of shit that I hope dies right this very second. The Minutemen had the best name. Like, oh, they did. That's what the Eagle Union should call our like protest groups, the Minutemen. You don't like that idea, J40? Donald Trump is a stain on the fucking world. He is a fucking absolute shit smear on the toilet paper of history. He is a wart on the ass of mankind. And my God, with all complete seriousness, I hope he dies right this second. Like, oh. A lot of these mangas too, they be talking a lot, dude, and they don't realize, like, keep talking, dude, and you're gonna be talking out the side of your neck, just like your boy Charlie. Better be careful, man, or you get turned into a fountain. Okay, but I've heard the orange crayons. I've heard one of the crayons tastes the best. Is it the green one? I've heard from other. I've heard from other Marines that there's the best tasting crayon. I just want to know which one's the best tasting. Okay, I'm gonna go with purple then. Cool. I'm gonna start making more stuff for the Eagle Union then. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's do this shit. Alright, I'll sing On a Distant Shore because it's my favorite song. It's my favorite song for I'm sorry, I'm getting happy birthday messages. What's the tattoo that means that you've overcome addiction? Is it 2% or is it 3%? Or I don't know. Is it 2%? Well, I like the European Union, so the Eagle Union sounds good to me. Trump is, I would call him a tyrant, but he's too fucking stupid. Those are fascist. Fuck, I was worried about that. Thank you, Vicky. I like the European Union, dude. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of NATO. Like, anyway, this song's called On a Distant Shore. It's about the first love I ever had. Oh, dude, no, dude. I was doing fentanyl every fucking day. Vicky, for someone that keeps preaching like you, I'm gonna be mean to you until the day I die. Like, unless you shut the fuck up about your religious bullshit and your supporting of Trump. Thank you, J40. 39. 39. Alright, here we go. Okay, this song is called On a Distant Shore. It's about the first love of my life and how I lost her and how now we're back where we began, you know? One more trip around the sun. Made it.
So here we are at the beginning once again, starting right back from where we first began. These memories become new lifetimes, transformed into new worlds. And here we sit and ponder what could have been us, boys and girls, but far across and far away, this future would greet us any day. So there you are, here I am. There you are, here I am. Across the distant shore, where this once began. There you are, here I am again. Flashes cross across our eyes and blind us to reality. Knowing this, we find ourselves in a new place for the day. But if I'd only realized the fight that I was in, I wouldn't have found myself upon the opposite shore alone again. So far across and far away, the future encircles us every day. So there you are, here I am. There you are, here I am. Across a distant shore, where this once began. There you are, here I am. So there this once began. There you are, here I am again.
Thanks, guys. That's my favorite song by Invisible Planets right now. Jimmy, you're very right. I've just ran out of tolerance. Like, there's certain things I will not tolerate, and Nazis are one of them. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Oil Drum. Right now, my voice is kind of shot. I think I'm getting over bronchitis right now, because as you hear, my voice is like much deeper than it usually is. But yeah, I've managed to preserve my singing voice. Thank you. I don't know what negging is. Oh, negative. Gotcha. Oh, thank you, Vicky, for the noise. I didn't see that. Yeah, I'm more for don't be the one in my crosshairs. I'm more on that, yeah. Tolerance is beautiful and it's a wonderful thing. However, too much tolerance leads to intolerance taking over. Because, trust me, I saw the fucking problem when I was in LA. Some dude just fucking yelling, screaming at like kids and like people just like, fuck you! Fuck you! And I'm like, someone needs to go over and knock him the fuck out. And people are like, no, that's just who he is. That's just how he is. You know, that's just how he is. I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, if you're like that in Boston, we knock you the fuck out so you stop being like that. Like, so all I'm saying is that tolerance can go too far. That's why we have MAGA. You know, it's also why we have the hyper left. Like, I don't mean to seem like shitty, but like the queer community is doing just fine. And then like a few people came into the queer community and just started telling people, this is how you have to be, and you have to be it, or we'll destroy your fucking life. And I'm like, you have just set gay rights back so far. You stop tolerating those people and they tolerate everyone else even less, making it worse. No. Because you just don't tolerate their fucking behavior. Like, you don't tolerate that behavior. You say that, like, this behavior is not going to work in this society, and if you keep up this behavior, you will be removed from this society. It does not mean, it means, like, prison or fucking, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money, or you're gonna be socially outcasted. That kind of stuff. This is why, Vicky, this is why I don't like you, okay? Straight up. And I agree with J40. Everyone is stupid. Dude, I wouldn't want to meet anyone on the battlefield, especially like myself. Yes, it's going to take re-education, my friend, yes. Just like the Germans did after the Nazis were gotten rid of. They went around, they passed out flyers and folders and information explaining about how everything that the Nazis said was bullshit. And they taught everybody the correct history again. Germany did it right. And that's how you got to do it with MAGA. Anybody that's still on that fence at this point, that's still on MAGA or still like somewhat soft on MAGA, oh, they just don't understand. No, not at this point. No, we're 10 years in, dude. I saw this coming in 2014. Because I knew what was happening. Because it's exactly what happened in 1930. People are like, oh, we're going through the 30s right now. Motherfucker, we were going through the 30s 10 years ago. What are you talking about? We were going through the 30s in 2014 and shit, when all of a sudden you started seeing these racist fuckheads come out of the woodwork because their little orange demagogue told them it was fucking okay to. So they've been sleeping under the carpet this entire time. That's when I realized that this country has always been a shithole, because it's just like, oh, that whole time that we were getting better and more progressive and more intelligent and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't know all of these retarded sleeper cells were just right underneath the fucking surface. Ugh. Oh, well, thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. I work really hard. Thanks, Nate. Yeah, I work really hard. Hopefully, in a couple months, hopefully I'll have the computer, all that stuff, and I'll have it recorded, and I'll have it on Spotify or whatever else makes money. That's what I'm saying. When I was a millennial, dude, racist, edgy humor was kind of normal. In fact, when I say kind of, I mean extremely, very, completely. The F-bomb was tossed around. Yeah, 5 days, teeth. 5 days. Like, the F bomb, not fuck. You know which one I'm talking about. That word was thrown around like cotton candy. Okay? Like, and nobody gave a shit. But it's like, but now I understand that times are different and I have to adjust with them. I'm not one of those old guys that's like, well, I remember in my day. Like, I use the word retard all the fucking time. But I also like when people are like, you shouldn't say that. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Well, because they know what I mean. They know what I mean. They know that I'm not disparaging the mentally abled. I'm calling you stupid. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you were given a fully functioning brain, and this is what you're doing with it. You are retarded. Like, mentally, people that were born and they, like, and they have mental disabilities, that's the way they were born, not their fault. Like, not their fault. But like some other people were born with fully functioning brains and non-neurodivergence, and they still turned out the way they are. Those people are fucking retarded. Like, thank you, Vicky. Have a good one. Hold on, guys. I got a phone call. Sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call. They wished me a happy birthday. Yes, Vicky did leave on a very nice note. I agree. Sorry I had to answer that. I lost a lot of following people there. It's all good. Yeah, phone call saying happy birthday. Wigger was more when I was in middle school. Yeah. I remember people saying black scent, ebonics, and like racism was seen as very tongue in cheek. Like, no one was really being racist. It was just jokes that they were. It played off of stereotypes, and we all knew that, and it was funny. But people don't. They don't seem to have a sense of humor anymore. I don't know. I think a lot of people are way too fucking sensitive. Way too sensitive. Holy shit. I was in a LARP group that was Star Wars, and it's the Galaxy Awaits. It's like the biggest one in the country, whatever. Yeah, dude. I got flamed for saying that I thought Twi'leks were sexy. And that I think that anyone of any race should be allowed to play a clone trooper. But since my opinion was different than other people, I was bothering people and making people that dressed like Twi'leks in the LARP were being made to feel uncomfortable because I said that I found Twi'leks sexy. And I'm like, I said I find Twi'leks sexy. These are human beings. Twi'leks aren't real people. That's an alien race from Star Wars. And they came to oh, people shouldn't be playing clone troopers unless they're Maori. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, the guy who played Boba Fett was Maori. I'm like, and so the progenitor of all of the the group, they were like, how dare you as a white man say, because I said, I'm like, I highly doubt the actor who played Boba Fett is gonna care that a bunch of 40-year-olds are running around in the woods in Seattle dressed as Star Wars characters playing clone troopers. I somehow highly doubt he would give a shit. And they were like, how dare you as a white man say what he would feel about like a culture that you're not part of. And I didn't even bring up that I'm part indigenous. Like, but like I went to the one kid in his DMs and I'm like, if I was black, you wouldn't have a fucking thing to say to me. Like, I'm like, all you do constantly is virtue signal and fucking try to play like the white knight in every situation. And it's just like, you guys are so hyper left that you have legitimately turned into what you fucking hate, which is like, you are being intolerant. Like, by trying to be too tolerant, by trying to be too careful, you're causing intolerance. Because you're basically saying that if you're not Maori, you're not allowed to play a clone trooper. You see my beef here? Like, that's all I'm saying. So I knew because they were already putting the cloud of like, oh, you're gonna get a strike put on you, like over my head. So I was just like, no, it wasn't you. I had to answer a phone call. It was a happy birthday call. But yeah, like that. So yeah. I was like, I went to the main person and I was like, you know what? You can just drop me from the group. I can't fucking handle this little insular group of yours that cannot handle any opinion that is slightly different than theirs and maybe a little bit more conservative. Like, I'm so left, I'm spinning in circles. And yet they've got me telling me that I'm like towards Twi'lek women. Like, you know, it's unreal, dude. Like, so I quit that one. Like, I was just like, dude, there's a limit, you know, and like, so it sucked though, because I was a huge fan of being in that LARP. I made costumes. I redid my character's background story. I was making props. I was doing like a lot of stuff. I was really loving it. And it just turns out that the group was just not the right group. Just not a good group. Too insular. Too like, you know, they've been around 10 years or so. So if you're a new member, you're brand new. You don't got any sort of sway. You don't know anybody, but everybody that's there already knows one another. So they're quick to make snap judgments. I'm just saying, anybody that like is in the Galaxy Awaits, if you're watching this, I'm talking about you. Like, because yeah, I took that real personal. Everybody says hello, by the way. They saw you in the background. They said hi.
Hi.
She says hi. But yeah, you got to watch out with groups like that. I don't know, like just like, you know, because at first everything was cool, everything was friendly, everything was hunky dory, but like then as soon as, you know, different opinions come out, you feel a different way about a certain thing, and damn, I'm out of everything. Yeah, like, I don't know, it can turn on you real quick. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're like, oh, we can't have like white people playing a clone trooper because Maori people play them, and I'm just like, Maori people don't exist in Star Wars. There is no Maori people. Like, you know, it's a fake universe, you know. So like, whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, you guys have gone you're trying so hard to not be racist that you've become racist. It's weird. But it was a shame because I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being part of it. Oh my god, that tastes like shit. Ugh. Oh god, what's in that? Ugh. Anyway. Yes. Like these little fragments of tribalism and echo chambers that these people exist in, especially in that situation in the Galaxy Awaits, since it's like basically there's like 600 members, but there's really only like 12 that float around the whole thing. So it's like, if you're a new member, you've constantly kind of got this like air of like, you might get booted if you don't agree with us kind of thing, which is very authoritarian. Like, and then like, yeah, they'll kind of just be so sure in their opinion, because of the echo chamber that they're in, that they'll say this really, that they'll just stand behind these weird things and they'll die on these hills that it's just like, dude, that's really stupid. You know? Yes, exactly. Like people that try so hard to not be racist that in turn they are being racist. Like it's just like, and I'm like, dude, what happened to common sense? What happened to that? When did that go away? Oh, right, when Trump came in. Yeah. Like, but that's when I was like, dude, now I'm like, this is why we lost the fucking election. It's people like you. Like the people in the galaxy awaits. I'm like, people like you are the reason why we lost the fucking election. Like, it's like because like I said though, like, oh, like Twi'leks can come in any form from, skinny to more corpulent. And I get a DM from somebody saying, "What did you mean by Twi'leks can be more corpulent?" And I'm like, that they come in all body sizes. That's it. Like, and of course they're like, well, a lot of us here are corpulent individuals, and we're sexy in our bigness and stuff like that. Like, and I don't know why I was like, well, I'm sorry if I offended you guys because I shouldn't have. I should have just been like, okay, like, but like. It's like now you're coming at me for being fat phobic. Oh my god. I'm like, yep, you guys are the reason we lost the fucking election. Like legit. Like because you're annoying. It's like that's the thing. Like that's both sides on the far ends are unbelievably annoying. Like Jesus. Like you can't have the extreme end of anything. Like it's bad. Like it's bad, man. Like honestly, I wouldn't say that was when it happened either, because the internet was around for a while when I was a kid, and it didn't do anything negative to the populace. Same thing with MySpace for years, and so I can't even say social media did it, and or YouTube or anything like that. It's the corporations taking over those companies that did it. Like that's absolutely what did it. I was with Ben Jordan back in 2008. Saying that do not privatize the internet. Like don't do it. Don't let companies start buying up websites because then you're gonna have things behind paywalls. And that's what we were saying. We were saying they're gonna be behind paywalls. You're not gonna be able to get this, that, or this unless you get this, that, or this. And that's exactly what happened. You want to watch this series? Oh, you got to download this streaming platform. You want to watch this movie? You got to download this streaming platform. So it was the privatization of the internet and the corporatization of it that absolutely just screwed everything. Because then the algorithms started giving people what they wanted to see, which created these mini echo chambers and everywhere. And so you've got people agreeing on everything without anybody to challenge their opinions or challenge what they're putting across, things like that. Healthy conversation like we're supposed to have in order to find opinions. And that kind of went away after that. People just kind of believed everything that they came across on the internet and stopped doing any sort of research into things or asking where the information came from, which is a huge thing. That's the problem, yeah. Back in the day, social media was the escape from the real life. Nowadays, real life is escape from social media. So, yeah, it was just I think it was started once everybody was able to do these live streams and stuff like that. And once everybody was able to just put whatever they wanted up on YouTube, YouTube has this really weird problem going on where if you put up an opinion that isn't really that hardcore, but for some reason YouTube doesn't agree, gets taken down. However, you will see the most racist, disgusting comments up, and YouTube won't take them down or do anything about it. Or do anything about the groups that are behind it. No one targets trolling. No one targets these things as serious problems. It's Yep. 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 And it's like, and it's exactly like commonly I get like a ban for something I'd say, and it's just like, and like that's not the way YouTube used to work, man. And it used to be just like normal people putting up videos, not hundreds of thousands of dollars quality videos put up by these IRL streamers who are, on like out in the world being annoying, and people feed right into it. So it's just like oh my god, like, yeah. And it's weird because the things that get you banned are just common sense things, where it's like, this opinion is absolutely stupid and dangerous and stuff like that. You might say something like that, and YouTube's like, oh no, we can't have that. Can't have that. Like, no. But if you put a space between RA and PING and like AB space USE, you can get away with saying some of the most disgusting things on the internet. Like, YouTube needs to get its shit together. But it's like I said, I think like pretty much every single facet of the system nowadays needs completely torn down and rebuilt. Like, and technologies already eclipsed the point of human evolution. Human evolution's at a certain point, but technology's already eclipsed that. So we are in no way. That's all I can see. Solar flare, meteor. And I'm okay with either. We're not mature enough for the technology we have. We as people are not mature enough for the technology that we have access to. There's a reason why people back in the 90s and stuff, in the 2000s, there's a reason why they didn't care about being filmed out in public, because they knew those little movies were just going to be home movies. They were just going to be shown to friends, little groups of people, no biggie. But nowadays, if someone's out here doing an IRL stream out in like public and whatnot, there could be someone that's in that city that is hiding, that's trying to stay safe, and you just outed where the hell they are. Like, so now they know that when they're on camera, they might be seen by the entire fucking planet. So people don't like being filmed anymore. I get it. Exactly. Yeah. I watched like literally, I think again, like an hour of that little of the gay black guy who's like super hardcore, like right wing. He's a minstrel. Come on, dude. We got a lot of coonage going on in on YouTube. We got a lot of black folks dancing for white people. Like, and it's fucking shitty to see. Like, yeah. And most of us that were born in like the 80s and stuff, we remember times when like the internet just didn't exist. Period. When TVs had dials. When your dad was like, hey, get up and change the channel. Okay. But then we watched the internet get birthed and then kind of be cool for a while, and now here we are. Like, so we either need to grow up as people and learn how to deal with this, or we need to set a new set of rules, man. I like what Australia is doing. If you're under 16, you can't go on the internet. I like that. Like, now, when I was under 16, was I on the internet? Yeah, but that was a different internet, okay? That was a different internet. It wasn't hypersexualized. There were private pages everywhere. You could pretty much avoid getting your brain fried, Ugh, it's different now. Yeah. By flipping back between the channels, you can catch like a second of it every. You can catch a second of the movie every flip. Like, absolutely. But yeah, like I said, different Different times. That was the Wild West days of the internet, But I don't know. I think we were more mature with the internet. And ever since the companies like came in, and ever since like kids of every goddamn age have been allowed on the internet, it's you know, humanity at the current moment is, we've poisoned the entire world. But I think we might have a chance. As Vision said, humans find a difference in peace and anarchy and somehow believe that one needs to exist without the other. We're doomed, but something isn't beautiful because it lasts. AI is going to peter itself out. I guarantee you it. People are just going to stop believing everything, so it's just going to peter itself out. I think. I don't know. I think it'll be used more for like scary stuff, more like not so much scary stuff, but like facial recognition, things like that. Yeah, exactly. Like things will repeat. The reset button will get hit. It has before. Like I don't care. Just like we are part of this. We have no control over this whatsoever. So I exist in it, but I'm not one of those nihilists that's so immature that they think that like nothing matters, therefore I can do anything I want. No, see, I believe in the flow of causality. Like whatever I do has a cause and effect. Although my views of the world and as a time in general is nihilistic, it doesn't mean that I don't know that I have cause and effect upon the universe that I exist in. You know? Oh, dude, I don't even like. There's some already creepy stuff going on with AI when it comes to certain things, and but there are people out there that are using AI for the correct things and are actually making like some pretty cool advancements out in there. I mean, like who knows? Like we might get to a point where like AI might be able to help you live a longer life by warning you if there's like early signs of cancer or things like that. We do a lot. A lot of the times we seem to raise the most negative parts of our society up and then like the better parts downwards. But that didn't used to happen and I don't see it continuing. Like there's always been these periods of time where you have this rise of just kind of nonsensical stupidity, but it seems to pull itself out of the hole most of the time. Like even during the Great Depression, it pulled itself out of the hole, and Woodrow Wilson led us right into that. Mm-hmm. Mm. It's like Dr. Manhattan said when he was going over Mars. I look over this place and I see natural wonders that the world could ever imagine, and I wonder, could this be made more beautiful with a parking lot or a shopping mall? I love Dr. Manhattan. Favorite DC character? Oh yeah, when I went on the internet, it was still dial-up, and God forbid if someone called while you were on the internet. I remember, I miss the days of sitting around playing Nintendo 64. I miss that. Yeah. No political pundits, no talking heads on the news talking about just one side of things. You had like actual news reports that were unbiased. You didn't have something. You didn't have one side telling you lies and the other side telling you lies to support one side's opinion. You had actual working together, different times, man. I know, right? Yeah, I'm in the middle of a game. Oh man. All right, guys, I'm gonna go for now. I gotta go get meds. I gotta go do a bunch of stuff. Ugh. Damn allergies. Ugh. Have a good one, guys. 39 today. Wow. Be safe. That's the most important thing. Catch you guys later.